Here we go. It is episode 37, and we are live from Metropolis. No, where does Spider-Man live? New York City. And we are live from wherever he's from, wherever Waldo's from. Special Halloween.
Can't see me, Waldo.
True. Special Halloween edition of Coffee Talk with Ryzak and Jeff. Here we go. Waldo.
What up?
Waldo, where have you been? Talking about where's Waldo. Talk about where's Todd.
Everywhere.
Never know where you are.
I have been all over the place. Lots of things last week, and then I just got back from South Carolina.
Look at these abs.
Jeff, you've been working out.
Look at these abs. I'm Peter. It's Peter. Thank you very much.
I like the wings on the suit so that you can fly. That's classy.
Fun fact: this is version 2 of my suit. Version 1 is not
version 1 not suitable for YouTube.
It's not suitable for anything. It is not suitable for anything.
Oh man.
Nope.
Well,
Nope.
Yeah,
no. So here we are. We are live. Mr. Resin says, "What in the world?"
The glasses are good. Oh, you're talking about Jeff's glasses? I thought you were talking about my glasses.
The glasses over the mask because they don't fit. They don't fit under the mask.
Yeah,
because they don't
it's a
fit.
Good look.
They don't fit under the mask, so I have
Just
to
give yourself a little web in there, and
if I want to be able to, if I want to be able to drive the show, then
because I feel like Spider-Man doesn't have ears, so how are those glasses staying on your face?
Of course, he has ears. Peter Parker has ears.
In the suit, though?
Well, in the suit, they would have, corrective lenses.
No, that's true. Right. That is true, because Stark would have helped that.
He would have.
Jeff, what have you been up to this week?
Oh, dear God. So there was no community streams for various reasons. New Sea of Thieves season had come out, and I had planned to play with Biggle Mac and the Dum Dums. And
that's right.
We talked about it on Sunday. And the Bigglebacks and the Dum Dums were all excited. And then Monday, he forgot to load the game, so he couldn't do it. One of the Dum Dums. And then the other Dum Dum just had plans. And so that got shot to shit. So screw it. I am going to play the Suka game, which, if you don't know, is the hottest game going out there.
Is that the one on Game Pass?
It is not. It is on the Switch.
It's on Switch, okay. Right.
It's a Japanese game.
Is it really?
It is a Japanese game. It is not. It's a Japanese game. A lot of the big streamers were playing the Japanese version, which I did play but didn't stream. And then it came out on the North American store, so I picked it up there.
Nice.
It was a pain in the ass buying yen and switching over to the Japanese, and it was a whole pain in the ass. And I had to get help. I had to get help in order to do it. But I didn't stream the Japanese version, and it is basically the watermelon game, and I know you don't watch my streams.
I know what the watermelon game is,
but it's you got to drop the fruit, and you take 2 cherries, it becomes a strawberry. You take 2 strawberries, it becomes a thing, and you just keep going and blah 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 blah. And I was trying to figure out when I was going to play it, and since everyone sort of bailed on me for Sea of Thieves, I went, screw it, I'm just going to play it. And then it was funny. The next day, Paul Bayram was threading around going, anybody, is this any good? Everybody know about this game any good? Then he puts on my live stream, and there I am playing the damn thing. He goes, what did Jeffrey do last night? Oh, fuck. He's playing the game that I asked him about, that I was asking people about. Oh, look at that. And there are people in the community that don't quite understand it, but I had a ball. And so I played it Monday and Wednesday. Had a huge ball. Awesome. Wednesday, I went in the hospital to have the thing removed and the kidney stone removed out. So yes, I had surgery in the morning, back streaming in the evening because the show must go on. We don't cancel streams just because you're busy with family or some doofus you don't even know dies. So then Friday night we played. So I decided to play because I was going to do Mortal Kombat, but then I decided to play, and I can't find it. I can't find the disc. Where's the disc? I don't know where it is.
Did you do the red? You did the Red Dead.
I did the Red Dead Undead Nightmare. Yep.
Yeah.
And then instead of New Game Saturday, sponsored Saturday, I did it, and I did it again last night. So I did 3 hours on Friday, 3 hours on Saturday, and 2 more hours today. of the game, and now I'm back here for another hour and change. It's been a busy week.
After watching football all day?
And I've been watching football all day. Mm-hmm.
What a busy guy.
Football going on right now. The Lacks are beating the Chies.
Yeah.
4-7. So, yeah, good times. Yeah. Good times. And Crow Resin, I did float the idea of doing a thing on Wednesday. That game on Wednesday, whatever it was called. And he's like, I might be able to do that. And I'm like, no, you won't. So I'm going to put it on the schedule and we'll see who shows up.
I might be able to do that.
From space is the game.
No, that I did. I played the Horde mode Saturday morning before I left just to see what it was. I just did the first level by myself, and it's kind of cool because it's almost like levels that you have to go through. And so you just keep building, like okay, hold on. That sounded kind of stupid. Of course, there's levels to get through, but each location is like 5 levels, the 5th level being a boss. And when you complete it, you go back to like the main place to start another area, another level of 5 levels, right? Nice. So it's cool. It gives you, you like move around and there is a stop to it. It's not just like endless horde, because
sounds like what we're doing in Gotham Knights and the heroic. Nice.
There you go.
Nice. I'll put it on the schedule and we'll see what happens. We may do some Sea of Thieves. I may push it back a week. We'll have to see.
Okay.
We'll see. Yeah. We'll see. And you've been out of town?
I have. Traveling. Yeah, I just got back from South Carolina. Riley had soccer games. So first game they won 8-0. 8-0, as it's said in the football world. The second game they lost 1-0, and the last game they won 4-0. And Riley had a goal in the first.
Got to go to bed, but stopping in to say have a great stream. Thank you, William Lowe.
Willie Lowe, good night. So yeah, and then Zach had a hockey game, so he stayed behind with mom. And I told you on Thursday night we went and saw Matt Rife. Stand-up comedian Matt Rife. So we went and saw him. And then Friday night, we went and watched the UNC Tar Heels play the NC State Wolfpack in ice hockey. So it's been a busy week. Oh, and Riley had the Powder Puff football game on Wednesday night, and they won the Powder Puff game thanks to her 2-point conversion stop because she was playing defensive back, Jeff. And the girl ran right into her, and she said, F it, it's not flag football anymore. If you're going to run into me, I'm going to tackle you. So she wrapped her arms around that girl and kept her out of the end zone. Look at that.
You know, you could just stay home. You know, you could just sit at home.
Why? There's so much stuff to do.
But there's people out there.
You
could just sit home. Put your feet up.
Oh, man.
You could just sit home. You could just sit home. Like Crow and I do.
Well,
you don't see Crow and I going out and doing shit.
But see, your kids are older than mine. I'll get there.
No, you won't.
Maybe.
Even when they're both out of the house, you two will be running around.
However, I did on the way home today drive by the lake where I want to buy a house to look at it.
The house or the lake?
The lake.
Global warming is going to be gone soon.
We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. This is like the hottest year on record, isn't it?
Seems to be. It was like in the 20s here this week.
It was like 87 degrees yesterday at the soccer game. What is going on? It was just 45 the other morning.
Don't mention that to SPG though. They were up to their asses in snow.
I did see Sierra's video. I think it was just the other day, right? Yeah. It was like their first snowstorm. My nephew, he just finished basic training for the U.S. Coast Guard, or not the Coast Guard, the Air Force. Maybe it's the same thing to some people, but he is actually stationed north of them, like closer to the Canadian border in North Dakota. And I'm betting that he is miserable right now with as cold and snowy as it is.
Sounds awesome.
Oh gosh, you'd be out there shoveling the roads with your bare feet.
I would be. I would be. All right, let's get the show on the road.
Let's do it.
What are we talking about tonight? I like your little skeleton.
You like that? Look at that's my friend, man. That's my friend. So
For December, we're gonna have to put Christmas lights all around the frame.
we absolutely can do that. That'll be fun. Let's see. We're gonna do our normal sports ball chit chat. We got a couple of things to touch on. We've got a discussion. EA Sports. It's not the same.
Well, you're having a discussion.
Yeah, I'm about to unload. Post of the week is pretty funny. You got some Did You Hear About? And then your 5 guesses today is actually going to be a little bit of a flashback to Game Over. So you're actually going to play a very watered down version of Game Over today, Jeff. I've got 5 questions for you about Halloween.
Excellent. Okay, YouTube Ron Slusher is here. YouTube Playables Ron Slusher.
Stadia Ron Slusher. I was talking about Stadia today with one of the dads that was at the soccer game.
He's YouTube Playables Ron Slusher now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Stadia's dead. It's all about the YouTube Playables.
Well, one thing that's not dead, Jeff, is Wondershare.
It's true. It is true.
And you use Wondershare all the freaking time.
Not as often as I should be.
Well, you've been a little busy. You've been streaming so much. Now you got to go back and take all that content and make all your shorts.
I've been clipping some of because I've been live streaming on all 4 platforms, YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, and X. And I was taking a bunch of clips from, I would make a clip and then I'd make that a featured clip on Twitch. And I've been posting Twitch stories.
That's nice.
So, I know. Yeah,
cool.
Well,
let's start it off with some sports ball talk. The biggest championship on the planet right now going on is the Baseball World Series. Jeff, you've got the Rangers and I've got the Diamondbacks, and we're all tied at 1.
We do.
Seager was the hero in Game 1.
Garcia
hitting that bomb. Garcia.
Yep.
And then
they were down by 2 going into the bottom of the 9th. And I'm like, oh, man, this could be. And then they tied it up and it's like, oh, my God. And then the 11th inning, 12th inning, they pulled it out. So, but then last night they kind of fell apart.
Well, and that's what it's what you hope for when you get to this point. You want a good series, right? You don't want to see anybody sweep anybody.
I think I tweeted that out when it went into overtime. It's like, we're going into extra innings. That's what it's all about. Extra innings in the World Series. That's what we want here, people.
You want them to exhaust every ounce of effort that they have, because that's it. So it just makes for a more entertaining series. And I think it means more to the players afterwards as well. You sweep somebody 4-0. I don't think that's as satisfying as winning a Game 7. So,
and shout out to Purple Haze's Matrix Mac. He bet it all. He bet millions on the Astros. He
lost big.
He lost a bunch of coin.
Lost big.
Yep.
Yeah.
So maybe we don't want to. Maybe we don't want to.
But you know what? He's won a lot of money too. Okay.
He has.
So
he has. Game one was wild.
It was.
It was.
Yeah.
Last night's game was not as not as impressive.
I'm just, I think the thing that I'm most excited about is to see 2 teams that aren't from like those big markets in here. I mean, the Rangers have a pretty decent sized market, but it's not like the Red Sox versus the Dodgers or the Yankees versus the Dodgers. You know what I mean? Like, I'm so glad to not have that in the World Series. And
you remember a few years ago, the Rangers lost 102 games.
Yes.
And then they said, we're not rebuilding.
Was 3 years ago?
Yeah, I think so. And then they're like, forget this. We're not rebuilding. We're just going to spend our way out of this. And here they are.
There you go. Everybody's got a plan.
So. Can't do that in the NFL. But, so there you go.
Well, I think the next game is tomorrow. So,
yeah.
Should be a good Game 3. So
going back to the desert.
Yeah. If it goes to Game 7, we might be able to talk about it next week. Very cool.
Maybe.
Hey, NHL is in full swing. I touched on this last week. The Heritage Classic, which is the first outdoor game of the season, is being played in Edmonton. Edmonton is the home team. And I thought this was funny. The teams showed up for the game today dressed as oil workers and cowboys.
Yeah.
You got to have a little fun with it, right? I mean, it's an outdoor hockey game. You don't get to have these all the time. Kudos to the team for going all out, though, and everybody doing it. Obviously, it's Halloween, too, and this and that, but they really bought in. They sold this. Look at those guys in the overalls, man.
Got that right, SPG. SPG says Spider-Man found Waldo. I got the mask.
Oh, he's going to put it back on now.
I can mask up. No, I can't drive and click this and have the mask on at the same
time. During COVID,
time.
you should just go out in your Spider-Man costume. There's your mask.
There you go.
Where the NHL does have some positive news, right? Hockey as a whole has some very tragic news. And if you hadn't heard about this yet, this is an American hockey player. He actually played in the NHL. Name is Adam Johnson, and he suffered a skate to the throat in the middle of a game, and he did not survive. And so pretty traumatic video, pretty traumatic scene, and thoughts and prayers out to his family, because that is brutal. Yeah, it is brutal.
8 feet of snow, and they've suspended trick-or-treating.
Oh my gosh.
You would think North Dakotians would be used to that.
You know, speaking of trick-or-treating real quick, my kids told me that they have off school on Wednesday because the county gave them the day after Halloween off in case any of them were out late. Can you believe that crap?
I always thought it should be a holiday the day after Halloween, because I don't know how
I should get the day off after the Super Bowl, Jeff.
I don't know how teachers put up with these kids on November 1st, all hyped up on chocolate and, I don't get it.
Let's move out of the sad into the NBA. For the first time ever, the NBA is going to have an in-season tournament. This replicates a lot of what the football leagues do, the soccer leagues in Europe. So all 30 teams will enter into a bracket-style tournament, and they will play until there's only one left. And it starts off this coming Friday. So
does these wins and losses count toward the regular season and the playoffs and the whatnot?
No,
then why do it? Like, then
completely separate.
Then why you risk an injury? Sorry, I like the NBA, but I just don't get it.
My daughter's soccer team, high school soccer team, 2 years ago, they did a end of the season tournament based off of the year prior's standings the weekend before the playoffs started.
That just seems dumb. Sorry.
It was absolutely stupid. They had to play 3 games. One of the teams didn't even show up because they said, we're not playing in this stupid thing because our girls are going to get hurt.
Yep. It's the same reason why any of the top draft picks don't play in the meaningless bowl games. Yeah, if they're going for the national championship, sure. If you're playing in the Ryzak Bowl, and and you're a top, you could be a top 10 or a top, first round pick. You're not playing.
Yeah.
You're not risking injury.
Yeah.
Well,
it'll be interesting to see how this goes and if it receives good, fanfare and all that stuff. And how do the players respond,
Yeah.
How do the players respond? So
OSPG makes a good point. It's hard to see the costumes underneath the winter coats.
That is very true.
When we had the cottage.
And hard to see the ghosts in the snow. I'm just saying.
That's a good point. When we had the trailer, we did because in the summer we did a Christmas in July and we did a Halloween in August. So, again, everybody would decorate and whatever. So the Halloween one, the kids were coming around, and I was like, it's so weird watching these kids come over in flip flops and bare feet collecting candy, because you don't see that normally.
Yeah. They do a lot of those trunk or treats around here, where people will go to like a big parking lot and set up their cars. They'll decorate their cars, and the kids will just get to come walk around the parking lot. So they do that a lot too.
Nice.
Hey, Jeff, what are we, week 8? Week 8 of the NFL season. And we got a...
That's what my video says. That's consistently the only video I seem to be making these days is that one.
Hey, well, that's all right. We started off Thursday night. The Bills beat the Bucks, but Baker Mayfield had a fantastic game. I don't know if you saw his final stats.
Not fantastic enough.
He actually, just for Baker Mayfield standards, played pretty well.
I guess. I just wanted to note that Josh Allen threw another interception.
He did throw another interception.
Because my buddy, he says he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. And before every game, I'm like, I said, how many interceptions is he going to throw? And he's like, none, of course. And he's been wrong every game except the one game that he hasn't. And so I texted him and I said, oh, here we go. Interception interception coming up right on cue. And what does Josh do? First pass, right, throws an interception. And he's like, then he looked because he doesn't watch the games because he's not a real fan. And then later on, he's like, oh my God, did he just throw a pick six? What's going on?
They're an interesting team. The Bills are very hyped, and I don't know.
I'm standing by. They're not going to make the playoffs.
Just not.
I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. Or if they do, they're going to squeak in. Because the Jets Jets. Now I know that the Bills beat the Jets earlier this year. They got that game in hand, so I understand that. But Jets won today. Just about
to say the Jets.
It was not a pretty game by any stretch of the imagination. It was not a pretty game.
You like Zach Wilson's quote after the game?
Which one? I heard a couple.
It was like 24 seconds. I got this. Dude, you couldn't hit the broadside of a barn for 3 3/4 quarters.
For 59 minutes and 30 seconds. And then, And of course, upstairs I have a Jets fan.
Yes.
And he was not real happy. He was not real happy. And then it's like, oh my God, they tied. So for the overtime, I went and sat in his room with them and cheered them
what
on.
would have been even more crazy was if Zerline's last kick there would have gone outside the post.
No,
because it wasn't a very good kick. It just went inside the post.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. Greg the Leg, former Dallas Cowboy.
He lost Kirk Cousins. They think they lost him to an Achilles today up in Minnesota. Cowboys had a pretty dominant win.
Kirk Cousins has played his last down as a Minnesota Viking.
And I think that they're kicking themselves because they had some leverage there to try to get him traded. And now he's hurt.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
Cowboys with the big win. Titans, Will Levis, rookie quarterback, first start of his career, throws for over 300 yards, throws 3 touchdowns to D-Hop. So that was nice.
Yep. Dolphins
look good against the Patriots, but just about everybody looks good against the Patriots these days.
Except the Bills last week. That Cowboy win. Dak threw an interception. Dak got benched in the second half. Yes, I know certain California sports talk hosts will say Jeffy had a 23-point lead. They didn't bench him. They just took him out of the game. They did. But you know what? Who gives a shit? If they can't win next week, then what they did today is meaningless. If they don't beat the Eagles next week, if they come up and they shit the bed like they did against Thingy. Yep,
I agree. That's a big game, and it's not just because it's the Eagles. It's just the division standings. It's that you need to win that game. So.
Yep.
Yep. And I noticed that a lot of the NFC East matchups are earlier in the year. It doesn't seem like they have any games in those last 2 weeks there. So.
We play Washington at the end of the season, but again, when I did my predictions, I marked that down as a loss. Some people are like, why? And I'm like, well, because we'll have the division and the starters won't be playing. And so we're not even going to show up. We'll just forfeit the game and go, we're done.
Bunch of games. Panthers getting their first win of the season. So Bryce Young gets his first win as a rookie.
I did not pick that.
The Bengals just absolutely smashed the 49ers today. And I don't care what anybody says. Brock Purdy looked awful.
SPG, we are going to try and play from space on Wednesday night.
I am going to try to play too. So.
Yep. Yeah. He's got a couple of appointments tomorrow, so best of luck on your appointments tomorrow. SPG.
Good luck. SPG. Just tell them to watch their eyes when you pull down your pants. That's all I say.
Yep. Exactly.
Tomorrow night, Jeff. Let's just jump into. Let's not just jump into that. The Broncos. Congratulations to the Broncos. The first win against the Chiefs in the last 17 meetings, Jeff.
I don't think your kids were alive when the Broncos won last time.
That's crazy. It was Peyton Manning as the quarterback last time, and Alex Smith was the quarterback of the Chiefs. So it's quite a while ago. A bunch of turnovers for Pat Mahomes today. He didn't look very good. So Ruh-roh. And I love how they keep showing that stupid ass graphic about when Taylor Swift isn't in attendance that Travis Kelce has awful games. Like, we don't need to show this anymore.
Well, he had awful games before her, and
Sure.
How long is her contract with the NFL?
Yeah, I don't know. Okay. But did you see that the Broncos were playing the Taylor Swift music at the end of the game?
At the end of the game. Yep.
So terrible.
Yep.
Oh, the Chargers are off and running against the Bears tonight. So we'll see what happens tomorrow night with the Raiders and the Lions. Lions looking to bounce back after getting smashed by the Ravens last week, right? So.
Yep.
All right, Jeff, let's have a little discussion here. This is a topic that I know you are pretty passionate about. You have been passionate about for a while. And I got to be honest, Jeff, I am on your side.
And again, remember, folks, remember Ray is an EA partner. So remember that. Ray is an EA partner. Sponsored content by EA by Ray, which is fine. Just, throwing that out there. Full disclosure.
Well, EA Sports, it's not the same as it used to be. That's what we're going with this discussion piece. And we're just going to start this year alone, Jeff. No need to go backwards. Let's just start right here. So these are the games that EA Sports has put out in 2023. The last one there, WRC, comes out next week. So it's not officially out yet.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So, taking a look at these games, we got a lot of different genres, right? We've got the golf game going up against the 2K game that I play. Super Mega Baseball 4, which doesn't even have
I played
real
that on the
players
Switch.
in it.
That was actually quite fun. I actually enjoyed it. It was quite fun to play. Yes.
F123, I know Dismal loves this game.
He does.
You've gone to a lot of his streams, and they have like a whole season series and stuff going on. You've got Madden here, which I'll let you talk about in a little bit. FIFA has now changed its name to FC, right? So it's FC 24, NHL 24, UFC 5, which just came out 2 days ago, and then WRC coming up. So as you pointed out to me earlier, the only place that you should go for your reviews is to Metacritic. And so I went and pulled those Metacritic reviews of these games. And when you look at the Metascore, not that bad. Madden really kind of sticks out there at a 65. But it's the user score that I'm more focused on. Because there are a lot of grumblings about EA games more and more year after year, from them just being a recycled copy of the year before, or they try putting out new features and they don't work right, to the animations in the games and the stuff that you have brought up in the past. So where I'm going with this is directly related to the NHL game. Now, before we get there, I know you are not a fan of Madden. You said you liked the Super Mega Baseball game. Have you played any of the other games on here at any point in time?
I have not.
Okay, so you've never played the golf game or the F1?
Oh, I haven't. I played F1 22.
Okay.
I played F1 22.
And how did you enjoy that game?
Well, I'm not good at it, so I was doing one of the races with Dismal, and he's like, Jeff, do you know what button to make it go? And I'm like, yeah, but I'm letting you guys all go, because the very first time we did, I just went into the corner and I wiped everybody out. And they're like, no, this is not Wreckfest, Jeff. So, but again, it's animation based, just like the FC. I've watched Codex and other people play, and, they get frustrated. I'm like, oh, animations didn't fall your way? Oh, that's too bad. I haven't played Madden in a few years, so I cannot speak to it. Ray plays it, and he says it's great. He has produced many clips of it. Ray says it's great. So, again, everybody else bags on it and posts clips of crap, but Ray says it's great, so I'm going to go with Ray.
The last Madden I purchased was, I believe, Madden 17, the one that had Gronk on the cover. I've played a couple since, like, when Stadia did the free play how Game Pass has, some stuff here. So I have played it, and it's, once you got used to Madden, it's kind of just Madden, you just pick it back up. You just kind of play it. I'm not into the open wheel racing games because I like to smash into people when I go around curves. So the F1 game doesn't exist. And then I just really like the 2K golf game. But the NHL game is one of those games in my house that we buy every year, mainly because of my son. And we want to play that be a player mode, or the creative player mode, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I had tweeted about this a couple weeks ago when the game came out, but for the 6th year in a row, the story is the exact same. The player is the exact same. The coach people characters are the exact same. There's nothing different about it. And you continue to say that you're putting out a new feature, or you're doing this, and that's what's changing the game. But this year, when they put the game out, they took a feature away that was long-standing, and it was the hybrid button controls. Okay, so using X to pass, using X to wrist shot, B to slap shot, B to check. Using that went away, and you had to use the joysticks and the triggers now, and it was triggering. Sorry for the pun. A lot of people. I see Ray here talking about the review bombing, the troll bombing. And yes, you're correct. It is very much real. And I think that's where we see a lot of these user scores being so low on those games, because people just go right to the internet and they start, to yell about it. Well, that's exactly what happened with NHL.
Now, to be fair, there was a positive Madden review, and it was the same review, word for word, mistake for mistake. And it was for every console. It was PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox, whatever, Xbox X, Xbox S, PC. It was the exact same review, and they gave it an 8 out of 10 or something. It was the exact same review. So, it applies on the positive side too.
It goes both ways too.
Yeah, that must have been Clint.
Well, NHL 24 has really just upset people. And there was a lot of grumblings around the internet about not only those controls going away, but just it feels a step back from last year's game. It doesn't even feel like it was last year's game. They put a pressure mode in. I'll tell you what, the one thing that they added to the game, which is fantastic, is button passing. So if you can hold down the pass button, and it was the trigger at the time when the game first came out, and then it would show all of the symbol buttons that you could pass to your player. That is great. That was a great addition. But the checking is all different, and the overall feel of the game is very different. So people were just very upset. And here's where I'll spin this into a positive, is that at least EA Sports listened. And they put the button controls back into the game on the latest update. But I think my issue with it is why even take them out to begin with, right? Why take a whole control structure of a game that's been around for many, many years and just remove that from the game? When you obviously could have kept it in there. I just don't understand the decision making sometimes that goes on with some of these things. And I'll still stand very firm behind my belief that these need to become live action games, Jeff, where you just pay for a roster update because the game doesn't change.
I know, but that's one of the ways they make the money. Now, to Crow's point, 2K has their own challenges. NBA 2K this year, they added in a battle pass or whatever the hell, basketball pass.
Well, they used to have that NFL or the ESPN football game, right?
Yep. And Ray really likes the wild card, and there's access football, and there's no simulation. But 2K has their own issues. He makes a good point, and Ray says the license should be given to other companies, and they should, right now, EA is the only ones that can make a simulation game. Everyone else making arcade. I think I liked the baseball because it was arcadey. And it was, there was men and there was women and they were bobbleheads and they were this and they were that. And you're just bopping along. And I think that's why I liked it. It was not meant as a competitor to MLB, which I've also played.
It was meant as an arcade style baseball game.
It was. Yeah. And, the MLB, I've played a lot of MLB, and MLB is smooth. There's things that have happened in the game, and I'm like, wow, they actually built an animation for that. And it's just, weird throws or a little bit of this or a diving play, just some stuff that happens in that game. It is so polished, that game. It's amazing. But
well, I think the other thing to keep in mind too, that I was talking this through on my drive home today, with myself, because Riley was asleep in the car. But EA Sports is a division of EA, right? But EA as a whole is just a very big company now. And sometimes when you get too big, there's some there's just chances that are taken, to kind of move things through to the next step, trying to evolve it or trying to be different. And I don't know if it's just the size. I don't know if it's the people that are involved. But it just, I don't know, in the last however many years here, it just doesn't feel like the same polished product, not only with their games, but just games in general, right?
Yeah.
But these sports games should be just something they make them every damn year. Like, what is the problem?
And there's been lots of challenges. Crow could go on a rant for a half an hour about Diablo and the stuff that they did in Diablo.
Right.
Right. Ray says if you move the control, somebody will complain, and no matter what, people are always going to complain. Blah blah blah. Right. So
people will.
This generation is filled with bloggers, critics, and everyone has an opinion and their version of what a perfect game is, and blah blah blah. Right. So.
I mean, and with everything being kind of online, I mean, updates do roll. They do fix things. Look at Cyberpunk right now. People will tell you that Cyberpunk is in the best condition that it has ever been. And it's 2 years old.
Mm-hmm.
It took
but it wasn't when it came out. Wasn't when it came out. It was panned when it came out, right? BG3 took 6 years, and it's pretty polished. But other games come out, and there's huge issues with it, and huge. I know Ray played the King Kong game, and I don't think anyone liked the King Kong game and the Gallum game. I know Ray played that as well.
It's like as soon as Spider-Man came out. As soon as this new Spider-Man game came out, the first things you're hearing was everybody, bashing and talking negative about it. Yes, there were some great videos out there of people doing some really cool swinging and stuff like that. But then you find the video of the guy that found a glitch and got into a building. Is that really a big deal at the end of the day? Especially with autosave and stuff. I know you found it and you want to show that online. To Ray's point, everybody's a blogger, a critic, and everybody has opinion, right?
Yep.
But that stuff I think just tends to get picked up a little bit more. In the EA Sports world, though, we're seeing it consistently year after year after year. There's a pattern. It's concerning, and it makes me not even want to buy another NHL game until I know that they're at least going to come out with another storyline. How can you not even recreate a storyline? I get it. There's a lot of features in the game. There's a lot to work on. You only have a small amount of time. And I know I'm complaining about probably small potatoes at the end of the day, but when you're so hyped up for a game, I got another year coming out, new game. It's going to be it's just the same freaking create a player mode that I've been playing for the last 6-7 years, whatever it is. And now my GM last year is now my head coach. So I have a female head coach who was my female GM last year, and it's not a problem that she's a female. It's just they didn't even change the character. It's the same freaking character. So. He said PGA golf did suck.
Yeah, there you go. Ray said to me last year, he goes, "You don't like Madden? Stop playing it. Just don't play it." And I'm like, "You're right." So I don't.
Yep. No, it's good advice.
I could play the 10 hours free on Game Pass. I don't. Yep. I have a lot of other games. I didn't play Spider-Man. You guys all ask me, "Oh, you getting Alan Wake? Are you getting Spider-Man?" No, because I've got games that I'm playing now. And I just don't have the time to be jumping from game to game to game. I didn't play Diablo. It's not my kind of game. I didn't play Baldur's Gate 3. Not my kind of game. I didn't play, what are some of the other big ones? The Callisto Protocol. Again, Ray plays them and SPG plays them, and that's awesome. And, I want to play City Skylines. It's been a week and I still haven't played it yet.
Yeah.
Still haven't played City Skylines yet.
We're going to talk about that.
I need to make the SPG. I need to make the SPG dump. And I just haven't. I haven't even booted it up. I heard we're going to talk about it later. But
yeah.
So you know, it is what it is. Sanchez is my version of Spider-Man. The Spider-Man I played was awesome.
Yes, I like how you trolled on your tweet and you're like, because everybody else is playing it, I'm gonna go ahead and play it too. And then I saw your little video clip pop up and you were playing the old one. So shame on you. Shame on you. All right, I think that's enough of beating that one over a little bit.
You're not wrong.
Hey Jeff, this was your post of the week for me this week. I want to let you talk through this.
The post is actually from Jason Calacanis. He's one of the co-hosts of the All In podcast. I know him from the tech world. He does the podcast, All In podcast, with former Warrior owner Shamanth Palamita. We'll just call him Shamanth. Anyways, so this young lady was all over everything last week because she posted this video. And I guess she's, I don't know how old, 21 or 22. I don't know how old she is. She just graduated university and she's got her first job. And she's like, oh my God, I have to go into the office every day. I have to leave my house at 7:30 and I got to take transit and then I got to work 9 to 5 and then I got to come home and it's like 6:30 and then I got to eat. And it's like, when do I eat? And when do I date? And how do I do anything? Like, oh my God. And it was like the world was crashing to the end. And my buddy Jason says, oh, Princess, I am so sorry. You had to commute and work and have a job and everything. It's like so extra. And
at the end of it, she was like, I know I'm emotional, but I'm getting ready to start my period. Like she was all over the place, which she was ranting.
And it's just, and then there's old guys like Ray and you and me, and we're just like, yeah, we've all been doing this for 50 years, Princess. Like, so there are people who are like 22 and 23 who either don't have a job or whatever, and it's just oh my God.
Because the thing is like if I work at home and I get off at 5, I'm already home, so I have time to do stuff. But if I have to commute, then I'm not getting home till like 6:30, and then this
is her first ever job. So I think during COVID, she was in school. So this is like her first. Yep. So this is not a COVID thing. This is her first job out of school.
I wish I had the sound of her clip. It wouldn't record the sound, but no. I mean, she's a very sweet girl. I mean, and she even corrects herself a couple of times. She's like, I know I sound ridiculous, or I know I sound, like she admits to it, but the where she's going is like this whole 9 to 5 thing with the commuting is ridiculous. People have been doing this for centuries. Like it's not some new thing.
Yeah, before COVID, I would leave the house. I would have to leave the house at like 7:15 to get to the train to take me to downtown Toronto. Didn't leave till after 8, but I had to get there before 7:30 to get a parking spot. And then I would sit in my car for half an hour and do other things. And then at 8 o'clock, I'd walk over and catch the train, and then I'd finish my meetings at 5, and then I have to figure out thing, and then I get the train. If I caught the 5 o'clock train, it would be jam packed. I had to stand for the half hour, 40-minute drive, and then I had to drive home. So I'd get home at like 6:30.
Every metropolitan area has their fair share of traffic. I know that folks around LA claim they have the worst traffic. I know people in New York claim they have the worst traffic. I grew up in the DC metro area, and it's not just DC traffic. It's not just Virginia traffic. It's not just Maryland traffic. It's all three together, and it's a nightmare. And Carly, my wife, she used to work 16 miles from our house, and some days it would take her an hour and 45 minutes to get there by car. So you want to talk about the stress of driving to and from. That's exactly what moved us to North Carolina. We had to get away from that area because you lose so much time of your life commuting to work and back. I spent almost just as much time in the car as I did my work day sometimes. That's not good, you
and
know.
then throw in any snow and inclement weather and an
Or the
accident.
rubbernecking because there's another accident or just whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I feel her pain, but okay, somebody needs to have a little conversation with her. I think.
Yep.
This is how it is.
Yep.
Welcome to adulthood.
Pretty much. But yeah, she was making the rounds, and then I saw Jason's tweet, and then I think Charlie talked about this, and I think Ludd talked about this, and I found Jason's tweet, and I'm like, all right, there's my post of the week. So yeah.
Yes, it was a good one. I wish I had the sound. It would have been much funnier.
No, she's annoying.
There you go. All right, let's get into some Did You Hear About? We're going to start off with one that we missed last week, Jeff. I didn't get it in the deck, but obviously the screen tells it all. Nick Merckx has moved over to Kick. Did you watch his first stream?
I did not. I do not have a Kick account, which is a lie. But I got a Kick. I signed up for Kick only to reserve the name. I have an account. I only did it to reserve the name. That is it. I didn't want another TikTok fiasco.
Oh my!
I finally got my TikTok name back, so I did not want to lose.
Do you have like a license plate JMG Gaming on reserve at the Department of Motor Vehicles or whatever it's called in Canada?
I wish. I wish. But yes. So there was lots of interesting discussion around this. It's not exclusive. It's a non-exclusive agreement. So he's still going to be streaming on Twitch. $10 million for just 1 year.
I like how they say former Twitch streamer. No, he's still there.
And he's still gonna stream on Twitch. And there was a lot of discussion because he signed with Twitch. Tim, the Tap Man, and Dr. Lupo both signed around the same time with YouTube. So a lot of, and again, without knowing the ins and outs of the contract, we were all kind of speculating, all right, well, does that mean there could be a move with those guys? Well, Dr. Lupo this week said, no, he just re-signed for a year with YouTube. But Tim has not said anything other than the fact that he had a lot of time off. He had issues with his dad, his son, and whatnot. So he didn't stream a lot, but in October, but he did talk about Nick. And he did talk about this, but he didn't actually say if he was going to switch. Now, he's got 15,000 YouTube members. He just crossed over 5,000 YouTube subscribers. So, for him to then, if somebody gave him 10 million for a year to do both, would he do it? Probably, but I don't know. So it'll be interesting to see if what else happens to, because now because they changed the rules, maybe Nick's going to do both. Stream on Kick and Twitch.
At the same time with the same stream.
Maybe.
And let both platforms.
Maybe. Battle it out.
Speaking of YouTube subscribers, I'm not sure if you saw our friend Bryant Chappelle of the Nerf Report just topped 15,000 subscribers for the Nerf gaming channel. So
excellent. And Oliver and Jim crossed over 51 subscribers now on Twitch. So I think Jim said on my stream earlier today he's got a few more hours and a couple of more stream days because you got to have the followers, you got to have the days, you got to have the hours. So probably cool. he should be monetized hopefully by the end of November if that's the way they want to go.
So awesome, Oliver.
Yeah,
so awesome. Cool on Jim to keep this thing going too. So.
Fun fact: follower number 50 was somebody I don't even know, but I had posted it over on Pebble.is, which is shutting down on Wednesday. But anyways, I said, hey, he really could use the follow. Could you really use the subscriber? And the guy that was number 50 was one of those guys.
Oh, that's cool.
Because I recognized the name. I'm like, oh, you're one of my Pebble guys. Pebble used to be T2. Sadly, it's shutting down on Wednesday, but it is what it is. Yeah. So yeah. So congratulations to Nick.
And we'll see what happens with all these Kick streamers and the platform. Still, I know there's still a lot of questions and stuff out there. So we'll see. Hey, here's one. This one is kind of near and dear to my heart because it's about Rocket League. Sure. There is a rumored Rocket League racing game mode that is set to arrive in Chapter 5 of Fortnite, Jeff. So that means that Fortnite and Rocket League are merging together to create a racing mode in Fortnite. And my question to you, and I know you don't really care for Rocket League or pay attention to this, but you have played Fortnite.
I played
Why
Rocket League.
wouldn't you just put the Rocket League racing game mode in Rocket League?
I think they. Well, I don't know.
Why do they continue to try to pull people into Fortnite and Fortnite only?
Because that's where the money is.
You know,
that's where the money is.
Because remember, we were talking a few weeks ago about how they expect Fortnite to become full metaverse, right? Like you're actually going to go into the Fortnite world. And so are they taking all of their other EA games and putting them into one place so that when they roll that out, you have all of those options?
Probably. Now, don't forget, this Friday, they are rolling out the OG for a limited time. They're going back to the old maps. They're bringing the old maps back. They're bringing the old stuff back. And I'm gonna flag it with an asterisk because yes, they're bringing it all back. It's going to be like it was many years ago when it first launched. But they're making some modern updates. So, for example, it's going to be no build because build, and unfortunately, and because it's no build, there's a couple of hills and mountains you can't get up without building. So they're going to put the zip lines and they're going to put the tracks in so people can actually get up there. So it's going to be the old map, but they're putting in some modern conveniences because without build, there's no way for you to get up there.
Right.
Right.
Well, so I had talked to you.
They got lots of stuff to try to make them relevant. Keep people coming back. People keep buying the Xbox, the Fortnite monies, and Ray says Rocket League is dead.
Keep that up there real quick, because the last thing I was going to say was we talked a few weeks ago about Rocket League and the player-to-player trading was being removed, and now what this is saying is the reason why is because they're going to allow people to port over their presets into the Fortnite game, right?
Yep.
So now to Ray's thing here, Rocket League is dead. Rocket League is dead to a vast majority of people that don't have the same skill level as some of those really high-end players, right? And I think one of the things that Rocket League could really do for themselves is create a game mode to where you cannot do aerials, to where you have to stay on the ground. You might be able to flip the car over to hit the ball, but you can't use the boost to fly, right? I feel like if they made a game mode like that and made it an even playing field for all people, maybe there would be some people that would give it another go, because the idea of the car soccer is really fun. But when people start flying around and doing all the stuff that's really skillful, everybody just gets turned off of that stuff. Just like in Fortnite, where if you don't want to build, you can just go play guns only or whatever it's called, right? You can play Fortnite without doing the building. So why can't you play Rocket League without the flying?
Well, they've also lost staff.
They have.
I think the Fortnite, the Rocket League competitive is still going to be there.
Yes, it has to. It's too good.
Yeah.
Do you ever watch those guys on the esports, the Rocket League guys?
I don't.
They're freaking incredible, Jeff.
I don't. They never pop up in my YouTube. Well, now that we've mentioned it, maybe they'll pop up in my recommendations, but they don't usually pop up in my recommendations. So
it's absolutely unreal what those dudes can do. Like it, and to, it just really turns you off when you can't do that stuff. Like everybody could grab Call of Duty and run around and aim and shoot, right? You might not be as fast as somebody, you might not have the same reflexes or whatever, but you're still doing the same thing. You have the same options, right? Yep. And yes, you have the same option to fly as somebody else, but there's really there's a learning curve there, man. And you don't get that learning curve overnight. So it's tough. All right, let's move into this next one here. You sent this over to me. Casio, world famous Casio, had a server breach.
Yeah, apparently. No, I didn't even know they still existed.
I didn't even know Casio had a server.
Yeah. So apparently it was their ClassPad.net database, which is used for education and learning, which is probably why I never heard about it. It was not the watches. Crow and I were laughing our heads off, going, "Really? Someone hacked into a Casio? People still have
That's what I'm thinking. You have servers for watches?"
Yeah, but it was their learning, education, and development and learning servers and it was mostly out of Japan.
So this is internal data that got hacked.
It was a development server. Yes, that's what it says. Yeah. That it was a development server, mostly in Japan, and it did affect customers in other parts of the country. There was a lot of names and emails and whatnot.
Do you think a company like Bitdefender, who I have as my personal anti-spy software stuff, do you think they love being able to tweet this out?
Oh, probably.
Like if they were using Bitdefender, they wouldn't. You know? Oh man, I used to rock the calculator Casio. Did you ever? Yes.
Yeah. Full on nerd here, buddy.
The 80s were a great time for watches, especially when you had to wear them upside down. So you had to like hold your wrist up like this to see the time.
I'm back with the Google Watch. I'm back in the watch world. So
yeah, I love my I
took it off now because I've been gaming and I've been sitting in this chair for the last 6 hours.
I tell you, if I don't wear my watch, sometimes I feel naked because of all the different notifications I get, or it tells me, you know, when I've started walking, you know, really heavy or whatever. If I use my navigation when I'm driving, like my watch will vibrate as I'm getting close. Like if I don't have my watch on, I feel naked, man. Like it's crazy.
If I don't have my watch on, it's probably because I am naked.
The original Casio calculator watch. That is awesome. I don't know if I had the original one. If I saw pictures, I could show you the one I had, but I just remember it was all the rage in school, man, because I was in elementary school. And if you didn't have the calculator watch, you know, you weren't passing math class. I don't think I've had this is the first time I've worn a watch probably since elementary school. I don't think I wore one in high school. I never wore one in post grad. I never wore one anytime. Ray.
Bye, Ray. Thanks for popping in, buddy. Ray's going to be doing double Alan Wake tomorrow night. Not streaming tonight, double Alan Wake tomorrow night on YouTube's.
Here we go. Here's the City Skylines news. All right. There was, as soon as the game dropped, there were people that were having really bad frame rate issues as the game starts ramping up. You know, Jeff, you've played City Skylines. You know how many options are in that game, how many structures to build. You know, you can build up, you can build down, you can build around. Like it's crazy, right? So there's a lot of stuff that you could do in the game. And so they were talking about how to change your settings, right, to help that out.
It's Unreal Engine 5.5. It's top of the line. No, I haven't played it yet. I don't play it on the GeForce. I have it on my. I did install it, and that's as far as I got.
Yep.
I haven't gotten around because I still have to build the SPG garbage dump. Haven't done that yet. I was going to do that this weekend, but then I decided to keep playing this other game, so I haven't gotten to it yet.
I played it a little bit last week.
I'm not even sure if it'll play on my. I've seen people playing it. It's all been playing it on GeForce. I'm not even sure.
I played it a little bit last week. I downloaded it off of Game Pass.
Yeah, so did I.
I did have a few instances where I was having some performance issues, but I told you earlier, I realized that I had too much saved on my internal hard drive because all of these presentations I've been saving for what? I mean, they're online. I don't need to go back to them. And I almost filled my hard drive with all of this stuff. So I wiped all that stuff before I left, and my computer's running a lot better again. So I want to try it again and see if that helped. But
I saw something. I should have sent it to you. Maybe Crow posted it. Something like 2% of people may be able to play with the current specs GTA 6.
Oh wow!
Like very few people are going to be able to. You're going to need a even better computer for GTA 6 because again, it's going to be all state-of-the-art stuff.
Storage size just gets bigger and bigger with this stuff. The more in depth it gets. So it's
I think based on I think it was something from Steam or something that says based on the current whatever only like 2% of people will be able to play it.
That's interesting. Well, hopefully
Rockstar games aren't on GeForce. Rockstar games are not on GeForce, so all the GeForce ambassadors are going to be freaking out.
Hey, we've been talking a lot about Victor Wembanyama, the freak rookie, #1 overall pick, 7'4", 19 years old. His arms are the length of Jeff's new gland that was installed this week. And he is a freak. But he had his first home game. And what do you know, Jeff? They put the ticket on eBay already. Now, I know you know the price, okay? But let's just say you're the biggest Victor Wembanyama fan in the world. You got to have this ticket, Jeff, because you're all the way up in Canada. You couldn't make it to San Antonio or Dallas to go to this game, right? But you got to have this piece of history. How much would you be willing to pay?
How much would I be willing to pay? Or
how much would you be willing to pay as a super fan of Victor Wembanyama?
Probably $1,000.
$1,000.
Yeah.
You'd go that high?
Probably.
Well, they started, this one's at $810. And now this was a couple of days ago, so we should have checked and seen where it fell. But what's the ticket going to give you? It's
but people collect cards. People collect all sorts of stuff. You know, Darren Rolville, which is who I got that from. He's a big collector and seller. So,
but I mean, this is more than what the ticket cost, and to actually go to the game.
Yeah, people want this stuff.
I get it. I just I don't know, man. I guess I just don't have that much money to waste on stuff. So
you got 3 notifications. Can you clear those? Because that's triggering me right now.
I have 3
you got 3 notifications. That's triggering me. So if you could clear that out, that would make.
That was on the tweet, actually.
Oh, is that on the tweet? That's Darren Rolville. That's Darren Rolville's. Oh, Darren.
You're gonna have to hit him up on that.
You're triggering me, buddy.
Oh, golly. You sent this one to me.
I wish Ray was still here.
Yeah. You sent this one to me. This is funny. So Sam Houston State, they were looking to win their first game of the year. Obviously, Halloween is in full effect. They're up 21-10, and nobody can concentrate on the game because there's a giant penis in the stands. And I love the guy escorting him out because he must have said something through the costume, and the guy can't contain his laughter. So he's like busting his, he's just laughing all the way up the stairs there at the end. Like he's looking real serious. And I think he's shaking his head, and right here it's right as he looks back, he just he can't hold it anymore. So Jeff, is this the first time you've ever watched a man carry a penis out of a football game?
I think so.
Wow.
I think so.
Wow. Well, congratulations. I like the other people that are following him in costume, looking down at the ground like, oh my God, I don't know this guy.
Yeah.
And I think one of the girls can be heard in the video saying, oh, it's so-and-so.
Yeah.
Funny.
Oh, I wish Ray was still here for that.
To be a college kid again.
Yep.
This last one here comes way of Mr. Crow Resin. This guy right here, Clay Travis, has come out and said he would be willing to bet $1 million that he could pick any of the 2024 high school boys champions of his choosing now. Yes. He's got to pick the team.
Of course.
But they could beat the Las Vegas Aces.
Yep.
So, thank you, Crow, for sending this because this is a great conversation piece. Jeff and I kind of were bouncing stuff off each other before the show. But I guess my biggest question, Jeff, I'll ask it just like I did to you earlier. Why does this matter?
It doesn't. It doesn't.
Is it going to make anybody feel better if those boys win?
Nope.
Because aren't we at the point in life right now where we're worried about men competing in women's sports? So why do we care if a men's team can beat a women's team?
Because there's people in your country who are on the far right of the spectrum who think that, men are greater than everything else. And he wants to try to prove that, a high school team could beat, high school boys could beat a women's team.
I think I would like to see Clay Travis and 4 other dudes that I pick play the Las Vegas Aces. Why does he have to use other athletes? Why can't he do it himself?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you even know who this guy is? Like, is he famous or something?
Nope. I have no idea who he is.
Oh, okay. All right.
Nope. Crow sent this to me. I sent it to you. That's as
he
much
must be
as
somebody who's got $1 million to bet. So
that's his. That is. He's got lots of red, white, and blue on his thing. Mm-hmm. He strikes me as a trumpet. He strikes me as a trumpet.
Well,
maybe Crow knows more. Crow sent it to me. Maybe Crow knows more, but
I would just say that I think that this is a bunch of BS, and I wish that we could move past this trying to get in the way of women having their own successes.
Yep.
So
Mm-hmm.
All right, Clay Travis, you're a piece of work. All right, Jeff.
He obviously plays for a Twitter checkbox.
Yeah,
so he must have money. So
true, very true. All right, Jeff. It's now time for 5 guesses. And this week, do you like how I paused there so that you can clip that if you want? This week, you are going to you're going to be able to take a trip down memory lane in a sense. Okay.
Nice.
All right. Jeff, you were on the 2nd episode of the greatest game show on the planet. That game show is called Game Over, hosted by yours truly and our good friend SPG. Okay. You actually competed against SPG in that episode and won thanks to the bonehead game show host being a bonehead.
I'll take it.
Yeah, well, whatever.
I'll take it.
So this week, Jeff, you are going to play a very watered down version of Game Over. If you could please share that screen again for me, sir, because you've got questions on the screen, Jeff. All right. So I got 5 questions for you. All 5 of these questions are about Halloween. Jeff, are you ready to play Coffee Talk 5 guesses?
This might make it easier to edit. Yes, I am.
All right. Hey, question 1, Jeff. What does the word Halloween mean? Is it A, Hall of Dreams?
I like that.
Is it B, Holy Afterlife? Is it C, Hallowed Evening? Or is it D, Night of Ghosts?
I didn't think it was any of them.
This is great. Oh, this is great.
C, final answer.
C, Hallowed Evening is your final answer. Jeff, you are correct. Hallowed Evening is the meaning of Halloween. You were 1 for 1. 1. All right. Here we go, Jeff. Question number 2 for you. I know you're Canadian, but what is America's favorite Halloween candy? Is it A, Reese's Cups? Is it B, Snickers? Is it C, Kit Kat? Or is it D, candy corn?
I'm going to go with A, which is the one I like. Reese peanut butter cups. Snickers are in the ads. Could it be everyone flogs on candy corn? So I think we talked about other favorite chocolates and stuff in an earlier thing. So I'm going to go A, Reese peanut butter cups.
Going with A. All right. Crow Resin agrees with you. He is saying A as well. And the correct answer is A, Reese's Cups. Good job, Jeff. You are 2 for 2. Man, you're a heck of a baseball player.
I knew it couldn't be D, and so I went with the one that I like.
Okay, well, here you go. Question number 3. What was the original purpose of bobbing for apples? Was it A, because they wanted to eat healthier? B, fortune telling? C, because there were less germs than using your hands, right? Or D, to just keep the kids entertained?
C, final answer.
C, less germs is your final answer. Oh, Jeff, the answer is B. I have something here to read to you, okay? Fortune telling specifically was about predicting whom a woman would marry. Each apple represented a different suitor, and whichever apple the woman ended up biting into was said to represent her future husband. Interesting, huh? All right, here we go, Jeff. Question number 4. You are 2 for 3, 66.6%. Here we go. Question number 4 says, what was the original name for candy corn? Was it A, sugar corn? Was it B, farm candy? Was it C, pocket chews? Or was it D, chicken feed?
A, final answer.
A, sugar corn is your final answer. Jeff, the correct answer is D, chicken feed. And it says here, according to history.com, the Golitz Candy Company, now the Jelly Belly Candy Company, popularized the classic tricolor Halloween treat when it began marketing the kernels under the name chicken feed in 1898. Look at that, Jeff. You didn't know you were going to get history on the show today, did you? That's what I do for you. That's what I do for you. I built all this before I left, by the way. All right, Jeff, you are 550%. You're 2 for 4. Here we go. Are you going to win or lose right now? Question number 5. Which country holds the record for the largest pumpkin ever? Is it A, Italy, B, United Kingdom, C, USA, or is it D, Germany, Jeff?
I want to say USA because I figured if it was somebody else, you guys would have done whatever it is you can to get that record because that's just who you guys are. But I'm going to go D, Germany. Final answer.
D, Germany. Final answer, Jeff.
Yep.
All right. For all the marbles, Jeff. Oh, it's A, Italy. So grown in 2021, Jeff, the pumpkin weighed in at a whopping 1,226 kilograms, just shy of 2,702 pounds, and it measured 11 feet 8 inches in diameter. Jeff, those are your 5 guesses. You did very well today, Jeff.
So Crow, no, I could not see your answers because I turn off the chat. When I do this, we turn off the chat, so I could not see your answers. So I see a bunch of letters. I don't know what they represent.
Crow,
I think you got the last 2, D and A.
I was watching along with that, and I was gonna say something, but I didn't want to even let him know what you were picking. So I know Jeff in the past is very good about doing that. So.
Yeah, I always turn off the chat. So
it's great. Well, good stuff. Hopefully you enjoyed that, Jeff. I
figured I was thinking Italy, but I thought, they don't grow pumpkins much out there. Where would they grow pumpkins? That's why I went. That's why I went Germany.
Yep. So little Halloween theme 5 guesses, a little tribute to Game Over. That was fun to make too. I enjoyed, even though it was very generic, right? From what I had done before, it was still kind of cool to set all that up. I was having fun. So.
Yeah, I thought I saw something about bobbing for apples, and they did it because they get germs and stuff like that. May have been something in a Hallmark movie, even, and I took it as fact. Right. It was in my Hallmark movie. I took it as fact. Yeah. So
you gotta take the Hallmark movies as fact now.
I sent it to you. I think I sent it to some other people.
You've sent me movie clips of Hallmark movies before, so I wouldn't be.
There was a Halloween one that Saturday Night Live did. I don't know if it was this weekend or not. Crow can confirm. And then apparently, I only saw bits and pieces of it because it's blocked in Canada. But if you go to Saturday Night Live's YouTube page, they did a very funny, and you got to go watch it, Ryzak. It's on George Washington. So you got to go to you can watch it. I can't.
Chopping down the cherry tree.
Crow's like, here, I found the clip. Here, watch this. And I send it back. And it said, the publisher does not allow you in your country to watch that.
Oh, my gosh.
So, yeah, Crow, and which makes it even funnier that I couldn't watch what it was. Now, I did see half of it on a TikTok clip.
Yeah.
So I know what it's about, and it is hilarious. So you need to go watch that with you need to go watch that with your family. That is classic family entertainment right there.
Okay.
For you and the little Ryzakians.
Yeah, we can do that. Well, very good.
Yeah.
Well, what do you have? What do you have coming up this week? You already said earlier Wednesday we're possibly going to be doing some From Space.
Saturday Night Live Washington's Dream is the name of it. There you go.
Very best to.
Crow might be able to send you the link.
SNL Washington's Dream. Okay, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah. What's going on? See, tomorrow night we're doing Sea of Thieves with Big Mac and the Dum Dums. I hope.
Oh, you are going to do it. Okay.
I'm going to try. I may Tuesday. We'll see what time Halloween ends and the kids and the rain and this.
Hey,
and
hold
that.
on a second, Jeff. Time out. Did Sea of Thieves just come out with a new update?
Yeah, season 10.
Okay, all right. I thought I saw something about that.
Yep, season 10, new season. And there's a Halloween event going on this week, and so we're going to try and do that. And then I may jump back in on Tuesday night, Halloween night, depending on when the kids and what happens here. That'll be a last second thing if I decide to jump back and play some more Red Dead. And then Wednesday is if it might be From Space. If you can join us, it may be From Space. Even if you can't join us, we'll have to see. And then Friday looks like I'm going back to Mortal Kombat Armageddon.
Nice.
And then Saturday will probably be another sponsored stream.
Very cool. All right. Let's see. I've got like family shit and more family shit and then I'm gonna play From Space with you guys on Wednesday. And then family shit and then some more family shit. Actually, Friday night is not family shit. Friday night, my kids' high school, it's their first playoff game, and they're hosting the first game at home. So we're going to go watch the football game. And then Saturday, check this out. Zach has a hockey game Saturday night at 10 p.m.
That's normal for us.
What the hell is that?
Ice time is very limited around here. So, yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, dude, like it couldn't be 10 a.m.
No.
Come on.
Oh, he's an older kid. The 10 a.m. slots are for the younger kids. So I didn't bring it up, but I talked about it a little in our production meeting. Hockey Canada has instituted some new rules now for younger kids.
Yeah, you started telling me about this.
Yeah, I'll let you guys Google it. Hockey Canada, new hockey rules. But basically, before you enter the dressing room, you have to have clothes on. And if you're going to shower after a game, you got to wear a bathing suit. And it's for inclusivity, and it's for protecting this and protecting that. And they're interviewing these adults, and they're, towing the line and whatever. Then they're interviewing the kids, and they're like, who gives a crap? She interviewed this girl, and she goes, I always just strip down and go in and have a shower and jump back. The kids don't care. The kids zero care. And it's all these, parents, and they're claiming inclusivity. And now there is a drop off of girls in sports when they get, over the age of 10, 12, whatever, they start, losing interest in sports for a variety of reasons. Yours did not, but so again, try to keep the kids, but they think this is going to help, and it's more inclusion, and it's more, and whatever else. So, yeah, the name changes. That's right. The time change. Time change already changed in Europe. So we're now only 4 hours behind, Paul.
Next week, we're going to be an hour earlier, Jeff, but really not an hour earlier. It's still going to be 10 p.m., but it's just going to be an hour earlier. So, yeah, it's always nice to come to the fall and lose an hour, and then it gets dark, like when the bus is coming home from school.
Yeah.
It always,
back when I used to work, back when before the pandemic, I would leave the house when it was dark and come home when it was dark. Sometimes I never even, and then I would take barely ever saw the sunlight for weeks on end, so yeah.
So you guys change your time with us?
We do.
Did you adopt that when we adopted that? Was that like a North American thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Because I don't know the whole history behind it, but I know it was like during the war because they wanted the farmers to be able to.
That's not the reason.
It's not? Okay, go ahead. Tell me, please.
I don't know the reason. That's not the reason.
I had heard that it was because during the wartime they wanted the farmers to have more daylight to get the crops.
No, that is not the reason.
Okay.
No, that is not the reason. And remember, it used to be sooner, and then they changed it a few years ago to be after Thanksgiving, the weekend after Thanksgiving. Again, we adopted that as well. And I think we're on record as saying if you guys stop daylight savings time, we will too. But because of the trade,
I think it's so crazy though. Like
oh, that's right. It was saving energy. Crow's right. It was to save energy because of the energy, and it had not. Everyone says it's because of the farmers. It's not. It was, as Crow says here, it was to save was because of the energy and the high
But it
price
was
of
during
energy.
the war, right? It was during World War One.
Correct.
Okay.
That
All
is
right.
correct.
So that
Yes,
part is
Purple
right, but not
Purple
because
Haze
of the
is
farmer.
here. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Purple Haze. Because I think the crazy thing is like my boss is in Arizona, right?
Yeah.
And so
They don't change
he
their
was
time.
3 hours behind me, but then
Correct.
when the time changes, he's only going to be 2 hours behind me.
Correct.
It's so
just like squids. Just like squids. Whenever we did stuff with squids doesn't change.
Weird.
Yeah. And I have a country and in Saskatchewan doesn't change either. They don't do it either. No. Again, because they're parallel with Arizona. So we will adopt whatever, because they're on record as saying whatever you guys do, we will adopt, again because of the trade, just to make things easier for the two countries, because we're both biggest trading partners.
Well, I mean, there's an imaginary line between us, right? Like we're all in the same land.
Yep.
So is what it is.
Purple Haze just got here.
Yeah. So
I guess she's home.
You made it back home okay. Yeah.
Sounds like she's home safe.
Yeah, that's great.
Yep.
Jeffy was telling me that you were out and about traveling. So Miss World Traveler.
It's her.
Dang.
It is her.
Not that I wasn't traveling this weekend or anything.
Not much. So tomorrow night.
She's still in Chicago.
Oh.
Are you at least catching a Bulls game while you're there? Networking event.
Nice. I remember those.
I feel like Purple Haze should be Sarah Bond for Halloween. Does anybody else see it? No? Is it just me?
I don't know who that is.
She said, I wish. You'd be the new, what is she, the new president of Xbox or the new vice president of Xbox? She got like an awesome title now. So.
What'd you say? I wasn't listening.
Oh, I think Sarah Bond's like the vice president of Xbox now or something like that. She just got a promotion. She got a huge, huge title. So she's been a good ambassador. So, oh my God.
I used to have the web when I used to have the web stuff with the silly string and the whatnot, but it all broke.
Oh, the I wish was probably about the Bulls and thought she was saying that she wishes she was Sarah Bond.
Networking event at the Bulls game. That's what you do.
Absolutely. Or go see Connor Bedard and the Blackhawks while you're there. Oh, you leaving, Jeff?
I'm just waving. I'm just waving.
Oh, just
yeah.
waiting.
It's time to go. It's time to go to bed.
Time to go to bed. Well, Jeff, thanks for getting me everything you did this week. Once again, my crazy ass schedule, but we got it built, and I think it was very, very good. Yep. Purple Haze. Jeff just played a miniature version of Game Over for his 5 guesses. So
I'll send you the clip. I'm going to clip that up. That's going to be easy. That should be easy to edit. I don't have to put any graphics in. That's what takes the longest time is getting the graphics to line up with the voice.
And I tried to make them very big, so it took up most of the screen there too. So it was easy to read. So
well, remember it's 19 by. It's 9 by.
Yeah.
When I did Purple's, her last guess was she goes, it's my 6th man is M&M's, peanut M&M's. So I actually I had to change the graphic and put M&M's and then purple M&M's. Then I had to change it quick. So again, more graphics. Philmora, magical stuff. That Philmora.
That's
what takes the longest time. It's not the actual editing; it's the graphic. It's putting in the.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I know Crow Resin is all worried about the time change next year, but hey, there's only 57 days left until Christmas, so you better get your shopping going, Jeff, because all of the stores are already flooded with Christmas stuff.
I love it.
So
I love it.
Get the jammies out.
Thanks, everyone. We will see you next week.
An hour earlier, but at the same time.
And I will see you guys tomorrow at 8 p.m. for some stuff with the Biggle Mac.